Hello. Hi guys. All right, I'm gonna wait for a couple of peeps to pop on, and the first person to pop on, please leave me a comment. It's been a little while since I had a chance to come and do a little live video for you guys. I know it's like a weird time in the middle of a Monday, but this is when I had free, so this is what you get. I have been thinking about trying to do specific times each week, if that's something that would be good for you guys, like a specific time on a specific day, so that you know when I'm going to be here, because otherwise it's just like, you can always watch it in the replay. Hey Michaela, how you going, doll? So, I just wanted to pop on today. I had a thing I wanted to talk about. I titled this video, Comparison is the thief of joy and other true cliches. So it's one of those sort of like cliche expressions. So many of those expressions seem so hallmarky. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, you expect them to be like on the back of a, like the back of a greeting card or like in a fortune cookie. I'm good, thanks, doll. I'm glad. It's good to see you. So, so I know that they seem cliche and they seem contrived, but to be honest, there's a reason why they're there. There's a reason why people use them and say them, and it's because it's true. Okay, so today I really wanted to talk about, for those people who, and we're all going to be there at some point, there are going to be good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have days where things are really going your way and you're like, oh my God, I'm amazing, and you are. You're also going to have days where things are not going your way and you're not getting what you want, and you're, doing something that you think is great and it's not panning out and it's frustrating, right? And I think that the best way that you can make yourself feel like garbage super fast is to compare yourself to other people who you think are doing better than you. And the easiest way to do that, the way you can do that faster and easier than any other way, is to just scroll hole on your social media, right? So get on your phone and you can find 1,000 other people whose lives are better than yours for some reason or another, whether it's their job or they're losing weight or they're got a new car or their husband's like, I don't know, Brad Pitt, I don't know, whoever, whatever. It's so, because obviously, people's lives on Facebook or social media are often the best bits of what they want to show people anyway. So that, I think, is a really quick and easy way to not only waste your time. I like the term scroll holing because if you've ever fallen down the rabbit hole, whether it's the Facebook rabbit hole or the YouTube rabbit hole or the whatever it may be, where you're just sucking your time away from your actual income generating activities, most of them generally don't even make you feel happy or good, or it's not like when you're done spending 2 hours scrolling on Facebook, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better now. No, you generally don't, right? Okay, so, oh yay, I'm so glad. I sent Marcy a bag that she ordered. I rolled it in a tube because I couldn't think of I didn't want to fold it and have it get like creases in it, so I hope that it arrived like nicely. I don't know. That was the best way I could think to send something like that because I didn't want it to get crinkled. Anyway, all right, so back to what I was talking about. So I really feel like it's easy to forget that somebody else's success doesn't mean your failure. Do you understand? Like, can I get some like thumbs up for that? Like, I don't feel like there is a finite amount of success allotted into the world. There's not a finite amount. It is not a scarcity. It is not a commodity of which there is only X amount and you have to scramble to get your piece or it's all going to get gotten by other people. Now, that's not to say that, that's not to say that if there's something really specific you want, you're not going to have to work for it and fight for it to try and get what you want. But other people being successful, other people being happy, if if you seeing other people achieve something, say on your social media, because this is the one I think that gets to people the most. So let's say you see someone on your social media and they are just killing it at their business, and that motivates you and pushes you and drives you to want to do better. Great, follow it. But if it doesn't, if it just makes you angry or cranky, or it makes you doubt yourself, or it makes you feel bad about yourself, don't follow it. There are very simple buttons you can press on your social media accounts where you don't have to unfriend somebody. You can just not see those posts if you can't deal, if it's not affecting you in a positive way. Because it's very easy to fixate or to look at something and think someone else's whatever is perfect. If somebody's weight loss journey inspires you to go hit the gym or eat a salad, if it makes you hate yourself and like eat 12 donuts, does that make sense? Can I get a what? I mean, it's kind of masochistic. If you think about it, it's kind of like flogging yourself if it doesn't affect you in a positive way. So you can just unfollow. You don't have to watch those things if they're not, doing you well. There's another cliche, true cliche, which I think some people might call it the laws of attraction. Some people might call it the secret. That was very popular. Whatever you want to call it. I think it's a principle that just simply makes sense, which is whatever you're focusing your attention on, whatever you are putting your energy into, is what's going to grow and expand and multiply in your life. So if you're putting all your energy and efforts into your work, into your life, into your loved ones, those are the areas in your life that are going to blossom. If you're putting all your energy and time and efforts into hating other people and wishing other going unwell and letting other people's success steal your joy, like that's what's going to grow in your life. Resentment and anger and sadness and all those things that, like, we don't have time for that. We don't need that. And you know what? Sometimes you're going to have a bad day, and it's okay to have a bad day. But ideally, if you can take that bad day and turn it into like a bad hour, that's better. If you can take that bad hour and turn it like to a bad 10 minutes, that's better. If you could take what would be a bad 10 minutes and turn it into like a bad 1 minute and then let it go, that's better. I'm going to give you a few more of those great cliches that are super duper true. The concept of, there's that expression that says, basically the idea of like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You know what I mean? By taking on negativity to yourself and expecting that it's somehow going to affect the other person, it's not. It's only going to affect you. It's only negativity in yourself. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's hard to let that go. But somebody said something a while back that I thought was really great, which was, if you had $100 and somebody came and took $1 from you, you'd have $99. So would you throw those $99 away and just be like, I don't want them anymore because she took my $1, so my other 99 are useless? The principle still applies to the same concept of your time, right? So if somebody's come and they've just like ruined your afternoon, they came in and they brought negativity to you, or they did something to you that made you upset, and you give them 5 minutes, they steal 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour of your day with negativity. Do you want to give them 100 more? Do you want to throw in 99 extra and let them ruin the rest of your day or your week? I mean, depending on how quickly you can let stuff go, something that one person can hold on to for 5 minutes and let go, another person can hold on to for a week or a month or a year. Some of us are like like a pit bull, you know what I mean? They just won't let go of that thing that is doing them absolutely no good. So that was something that I wanted to put out there to you guys. I made a couple of notes for myself. What was I going to tell you guys that I was thinking about? Oh yeah. The other thing I was going to talk about is, the idea of, if you're looking at other people's lives, and social media, I think, is the biggest one. It's the biggest one. I love social media. I'm on it daily. I'm on it multiple times a day. I think we mostly all are. I think that it's really easy. You're talking about my ex. Yeah, well, there's an ex for a reason. But I mean, it's easiest, I think, on social media because, if you were to go out on the town and run into, say, an ex or an ex-friend or an ex-coworker or somebody who was just rude to you or mean to you or did something wrong to you or who put you in a bad space or who you had a bad experience with, and every time you see them you think about that time you had a bad experience. If you were to run into that person, the likelihood is that you're gonna maybe run into that person, I don't know, once in a year. You know what I mean? You might run into them and it could ruin half an hour of your day if you let it. It could ruin the whole day if you really let it. But the odds of you running into 1,000 people, the odds of you running into 1,000 people that you can then dissect their lives in real life is nil. It's not going to happen. I don't know anybody who gets out and about in the real world often enough to do that to themselves, right? But if you want to, you can find 10,000 people today who are doing better than you are in some facet of their life, or who can make it appear as such on the internet. You know what I mean? So, whereas in real life, if you get out and about, yes, occasionally you will run into people who you think, oh my God, she looks so much better in that outfit than me. Oh my God, look at this person doing so good in their business. I wish I was doing as good in my business. Oh, look at this person and they're really cute kids. My kids are feral. Whatever it might be, you're gonna run into a handful of people every now and again. But if you're on your phone or your computer, you have access to thousands and thousands and millions of people who you could sit around looking at and thinking, oh my gosh, aren't they better than me? Oh my gosh, look at their lives. And you know what? It's probably not true. And even if it is true, it doesn't matter. Even if that person who you are Facebook stalking, even if that person who you're Facebook stalking's life is as picture perfect as it seems, and they are just thrilled to the gills with everything in their lives, and they've got wealth and health and love and money and abundance and grandness, they're probably a really great person. To be honest, they're probably doing awesome in life, because if they weren't, they wouldn't be having so much good fortune in their lives if they were really a horrendous person, right? So maybe it's true. Maybe they are filled to the brim with every wonderful thing in the entire universe. And you know what? All that happiness, all that joy, all that success that person might have, even if it's 100% true, doesn't take away from anything you have unless you let it. It doesn't actually affect you. There is no finite amount of success. There is no finite amount of money. Money is practically an invented concept. We make more of it all the time. There's no finite amount of money. There's no finite amount of customers. There's no finite amount of men well, there is a finite amount of men in the world, but that one, get out there, find a good one. Shop around. But there is no finite amount of success, and everyone's definition of success is going to be different. For every person who you look at who you think is doing better than you, there's probably somebody else who is Facebook stalking you right now who thinks your life is amazing and they wish that they were you. Am I wrong? It's true. But we all just spend so much time, I think, looking at the negative. So I want to challenge you. If you're gonna be scrolling around on your Facebook, and you don't necessarily need to be, you should be out there doing something positive and good with your life. But if you're gonna be scrolling around on your Facebook, I'm gonna challenge you to scroll through and look at each and every post. And if the post you are looking at generates some form of negativity in you, because we all have our less than perfect moments where we go, oh my God, look at her, I hate her. Oh, look at that guy, he's the worst. Whatever it is. If your little inner demon comes out and says negative things to you, unfollow that person. Just don't look at it. That's it. It's so easy. Hey, Ursula. Go through. And if somebody's picture pops up and it's like a chicken and an outfit doing a dance and it makes you giggle, keep them. And if somebody you flick through, you look at them and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they just bought a boat. Oh, I hate them. Don't follow them. The fact that they have a boat doesn't detract from the fact that you could have a boat, but if it gets up your, panties in a bunch and it just, it ruffles your feathers and it brings out that ugly green-eyed monster that makes you the lesser version of yourself that you don't really want to be, don't look at it. That's it. It's easy. I feel like, have you ever gone and looked have you ever gone and looked at someone's Facebook page who you hate, but you Facebook stalk them? You hate them for some reason, whatever. They did something to you. Could have been 10 years ago, could have been 5 minutes ago. You either hate them or you envy them or there's something about them, but you keep going back because you're a psycho. You keep going back because you've got some weird, sadistic, self-flagellating need to dredge up old wounds and open up old scars and wound yourself all over again and relive old traumas. And for what? Do they even know? No. Does it affect them in any way that you decide to go delete, block, or scroll on? Absolutely. If somebody actually brings negative stuff to your page and you don't like it and you don't want to be friends with them, if you wouldn't be friends with them, delete them. There's no reason, there's no rule that says you have to be friends with somebody for the sake of politeness. If you want to stay friends with somebody because for some reason, I don't know, you like them, but in this moment in time, you just can't read their stuff. Maybe they're having some issue with that, or they're posting lots of negative stuff and it's getting negative stuff in your feed, but they're still a friend, then just unfollow. You can keep them as a friend, but don't look at it. Don't look at it. Just don't look at it. So I swear, you guys, if you just look at the good stuff and the positive stuff and the happy stuff, and sometimes that stuff's gonna irritate you too. And those are really good times to just put your phone down and walk away and go do something in the real world, in the real universe, which is where you're going to find that you have real relationships and, build your business and, lose your weight or clean your house or whatever it is your goal might be, whatever it is you want to do. You're not going to find it on Facebook. You're just not. You're not going to find it on Facebook. Okay? So that's what I have to say. I want to say, don't let other people's success feel like your failure. Don't buy into some ridiculous idea that there is a finite amount of success in the world, that there is a finite amount of love and joy and happiness in the world, and that somebody else got your share, because that's ridiculous. And the only person you're hurting with that is you. Okay? I think sometimes we just all need to take a step back and realize that social media is not real life. It's an excellent tool. I've been eating cookies and cleaning house. Best of both worlds. See? There you go. I follow Ursula. I see everything Ursula posts because Ursula tickles my funny bone and ceaselessly makes me laugh. And if you have people who do that, follow them. They will bring joy into your day and you will be happy to see what they post. But if somebody posts something, and whether it's, and you know what? Yes, be happy for them. Jealousy is a curse. This is what Mary is saying. So here's the thing. I believe that. If you can find it in yourself to grow some cojones and tamping down your little green-eyed monster and get on board with the things that you know, but sometimes it's hard to not feel them. You know what I mean? You can know intellectually that someone else's success does not mean your failure, but you can still feel like it does. You can know intellectually that there's no amount of success and money and whatever in the world, and that you're not getting your fair share is due to someone else getting theirs. You can know that that's ridiculous, but it can still make you feel that way. Sometimes, I always think it's better if you can genuinely be happy for other people, because it will make you happy. It will make you so happy to be happy for other people. But sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you won't have it in you. Sometimes you'll be having a shit day. I'm going to call it like I see it. Sometimes you're going to be having a bad day and things are not going to be going your way, and you're going to be like, you know what? I'm a better person than this, but today I don't have the grace in me to be happy for whoever that person is, so I need to walk away. Because on a better day, when you are the better version of yourself, you would be happy for that person. And if you wouldn't, and you can't see yourself being happy for them, even on your best day as your best version of yourself, then you are not their friend. Because friends should be happy for each other. So if you can't be happy for someone when they're happy, if you can't applaud them when they have success, then don't be their friend. Unfollow them for their sake, because you're not a good friend. Just think about it. Sometimes it's not them, sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's a bad day. And it's okay to have a bad day. And it's okay to say, you know what? Today is not the day for me to love other people unconditionally and be endlessly graceful. Sometimes we are less than that. But even if on your very best day, when you come back to yourself, if you still can't be happy for that person, if something in you doesn't allow you to be happy for that person, then you are either not their friend and you shouldn't be following them anyway, because you don't need them and they don't need you in each other's lives. Or you need to do some work on you. You need to do some work on yourself to figure out why you can't be happy for other people. Because you'll make yourself miserable for the rest of your life if you can't find joy in other people's successes and joys. You will spend a lot of your life being really, really sad for no particularly good reason other than the fact that you just couldn't get over yourself. You know what I mean? Okay? So I think that if you just try it, it's like fake it till you make it sometimes. Fake it till you make it, try it. Try pretending to be really happy for someone. If you can't genuinely feel really happy for someone, pretend to be happy for them until it feels real. Pretend to be happy for that person until you get to know that person well enough that you know them closely enough that you can see why their joy should be your joy. Or don't be their friend because you're not a good friend. Okay? Okay, so that's what I came on to say. I just want you guys not to create angst, anxiety, sadness, unhappiness, jealousy, fear, anger, and all that stuff generally boils down to fear. All of that, anger, jealousy, it all boils down to a fear that you're not good enough. That whoever you are isn't good enough. A fear that you're not doing something right. A fear that you're not going to get to your goal. A fear that people are going to laugh at you. That people are going to think that you're not successful. That people are going to say, oh, I told her so. Whatever it might be. It generally boils down to you having a fear that you aren't enough. Okay? So if you can get to that point where you can recognize, why do I feel so? Why do I have this awful feeling in me? Because this person has clearly done nothing to me. If someone has genuinely taken something that's yours, if someone has come to your house and smashed in a window and stolen your computer, yeah, you can just hate them. That's fair. They came and they took something that's rightfully yours. But if somebody went out into the world and made good things for themselves, they didn't take anything from you. They haven't robbed you of anything. So if you find yourself empty of joy, it's not because someone came and took it. It's because you gave it away. I have been that shit person and had to look in the mirror and fix it. Yes. And if somebody says that they haven't, they're probably lying. I think even the best of us, I consider myself a very good person, but at the end of the day, we all have bad days or bad moments. And if you can make them shorter and shorter and shorter, something that might have 10 years ago made me angry for weeks is something that I can let go of in a day. I can let go of it in an hour. Something, so, and it's not something that happens overnight. It's something you have to work on. It's something that you have to think about. Why is it that I am holding on to whatever this thing is that's not serving me? It's not doing me any good. And it's not doing anybody else any good either. Okay? So, if you find that in your life, in your business, in whatever it is you're doing, you are comparing yourself to other people, you are going to spend a lot of your time unhappy. And I also want to say that it's also not even always other people. Sometimes you compare yourself to a self that you no longer are. Have you ever compared yourself because you see a photo, because Facebook reminds you that like 9 years ago you used to be thinner, or that 12 years ago you used to have fewer wrinkles, or that 6 years ago you had better hair, or whatever it might be. Facebook is really good at reminding people that 20 years ago, well, Facebook's probably not even 20 years old, but you know, whatever. But Facebook's very good at reminding people about even themselves. And if you are jealous of a you that existed in the past, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard of, because both of those are all you. Like, but it's very easy to do, to look at it and go, oh my gosh, if I only still had the ass I had when I was 18, like, I could take over the world. You know what I mean? But either go out and work and try and get whatever closest version of that, you know, you can achieve now in the person who you are now. But at the end of the day, the past doesn't exist anymore. You can't change it. You can't get it back. All you can do is look at it and go, oh, that was nice. And the future also doesn't exist, right? So the future also is just a concept and an idea and a thought that we have about what things are gonna maybe be at some point that hasn't happened yet. The only time you have is right now. So try not letting it be robbed from you by yourself because you're allowing all these negative thoughts to come in that don't need to be there. So don't compare yourself to other people, and don't compare yourself to somebody, some other version of yourself, because neither of those things you can be. And you would end up just being a pale comparison of someone else anyway. So don't try to be other people, be you. There's only one you. That's all you can do, is be the best version of you. Mary says, I had a double mastectomy, feel like shit, in pain, really low. But what I do is surround myself with positive people. Yeah, I think, Mary, you're on the right track as well, in that surrounding yourself with positive people will put you in a positive frame of mind. And whether you're surrounding yourself with real positive people, like in your actual physical presence, which is great, or whether you're surrounding yourself with positive people on the internet, or whether you're watching you know, videos or listening to books or whatever it might be that are by people who are positive and uplifting and inspiring, those are going to put you in a better, more positive frame of mind. If you have friends or family or people that you know who you spend time with who are constantly negative and saying snarky things and focusing on the things that are going wrong instead of the things that are going right, that will rub off on you. And that exists in the social media world as well. So this is what I meant about going through your feed, because there might even be people that you love and that you care for, who you consider friends, who are maybe going through a rough time, or maybe going through a really negative time, or maybe they're kind of a negative person in general, and their Facebook feed is just like bad news clips, and then posting negative things about how awful their day was, how awful their partner is, how awful their kids was, how awful the food they just ate was. Like, that's, you're just feeding negativity into your mind, into your soul, into your body. And if other people are in that space, it's not really your job to rescue them. Unless you know, are married to them, or they're your child, you love them very, very deeply, and you think you can help, and you want to, it's not your job to try and make other people better people, because you can't. The only person who can do that is them, right? So if you can surround yourself with positive people who lift you up, who clap for you when you succeed, who push you on to be the best version of yourself, who see you for who you are right now and think that that's enough and that that's great, those are the people to spend your time with. Those are the people to focus your energy on. And the people who are negative, I'd give them less and less, if not none of my time. Okay? So that's today's lesson. I'm getting kind of sweaty, and my fringe is sticking to my forehead, because I got all fired up, you guys. I got all fired up, and it made my brow sweat. Okay, so that's today's lesson of the day. I've had, Ursula says, I've had to cut people from my life. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. What you're saying is very true. I have done the same thing. I have done that in the past as well. Sometimes you just have to cut people out. And I think I've mentioned before, I love the idea that I've read about, that you become sort of the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So you become sort of the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So you'll probably speak the same way as them and dress the same way as them and make the same sort of income as them and do the same sorts of activities as them. And if the 5 people you spend your time with aren't the kind of person you want to be, then maybe you should think about looking for other people to spend more of your time with. And spend less of your time with the people who you wouldn't trade places with, who you don't want to be like. And don't take advice from anybody who you wouldn't switch places with, who you don't want to be like. If somebody keeps giving you advice, unsolicited most likely, it's always the people who like offer up I'm offering it now, but you came into my channel, so. But the people who offer like unsolicited advice, and you're looking at them and you're thinking like, I don't want to be you. I don't want your life. Just like water off a duck's back. Let it go. Let it go. Okay? Alright? Okay. I'm going to get going. Speaking of getting going, I'm going to get going because I've got some people coming in. But I wanted to come on because I think it's really important to just let stuff go. Get stuff, clear your Facebook page, clear your calendar, clear your life of things that don't uplift you. Try to spend as little amount of time in negative headspaces as possible. Surround yourself with positive people, and don't let comparison rob you of your joy. Don't let other people's successes make you feel like a failure. If people are not bringing something positive into your life, maybe you should think about letting them go. And if you have an inability to be happy for other people, then that's something that you need to work on in you and not them. So those are the lessons of which I am going to bestow upon you today, that we all need to take, that I need to take. We all need to take our own advice. Okay? So I hope you all have a really, really good day. If you're watching this in the replay and you want to leave comments or you have ideas or thoughts about anything that I talked about today, I'd love to hear them. And if you think anybody on your team or whatever could do with hearing these words today and it will change their mindset or make them rethink things or put them in a better headspace, tag them below and share it forward, okay? All right, I love you guys, and I'm gonna go get some stuff done, okay? Bye, have a good day.